Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Rashid Hammond, and alongside,
It's your boy, Mr. Hit the like button and sub to the page. Caesar Fantastic.
man, well, today, man, I got a very special guest in the building, man. I knew this family, man, since I was the age of 13 years old, man. That's how far me and the Russell family go back. I go back to their older brother, Gary Jones. I mean, you talking some fast hands. This is like inherited down each and every last one of these young men. They got hands that's, I mean, one of the fastest hands in boxing, one of the best boxing IQ family in boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, we have no other than future world champion Gary Antuanne Russell. How's it going, young soldier?
I'm all right, Mike King. How you?
All is well, man. All is well, brother, man. It's an honor to have you on here, man. I've been trying to I got your brother on here, the oldest of the group, Junior. Got Junior on here. Now to have you on here, man, the two Olympians of the bunch, man. And
Yeah.
man, let me tell you something, man, brother. I remember when y'all was like this, man, in the cradles, man, literally, man.
Uh, Probably
Yes,
throwing
indeed.
punches back then. Look.
Yes, you was, man. And your brother, man, Russell, man, Junior, he was throwing punches at 4 years old. He would literally get in the ring, man, and man would show out to the world, man, back then. And nationals and local tournaments and all that, man. Man, what I want to do first is, man, I want to highlight the legacy of your family, man. Five Golden Glove champions, national Golden Glove champions, two
No, it's four.
Olympians.
It's four. It's four.
It's four. It's four. Okay, it's four. Okay,
It's
I
four.
I was told five. Okay, four.
I mean,
That's still
technically, it is five, but to,
yeah,
to correct you, the same mother, same father is four.
I
You
got
know,
you. I got you.
and
But it's
the beauty in that is that we all was trained by the same trainer from ground up. We didn't do no gym hopping, no coach hopping.
yeah, yeah. That's that, and that plays a part too, man, on the
Yep.
philosophy and everything else.
That
Yeah. So
shows that it's proof in the pudding as far as the
yes,
teaching, coaching, the science.
real talk, brother. Real talk, man. So like I said, you say four Golden Glove national champions, two Olympians, one world champion, and 3 to 4 world champions in the making. Do
Technically,
you cons-
two world champions.
two world
Just not
champions? That's
right
right.
because Fast
It's it.
Hands Jones, you
That's
know,
right.
he was a world champion.
Yes,
But
that's
like I
true
said,
statement. That's true.
the same father, different mom.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, where do you consider yourself in the rankings amongst boxing families, man?
Honestly, I look at us as somewhat iconic, but gotta have some sense of humility and
Right.
poisonous and humor and etc. Don't want to toot my horn too much because there's never been us to be flamboyant like that. So humble is the word.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if I had to say,
Huh.
definitely top tier.
Now, I usually ask this question in the back end, but I want to get this off immediately because I have so much respect for your father, man. Him and my father were good friends during the amateur when we were amateurs, man. And let's talk about his legacy, man. What would you think? What was one of his greatest philosophies that stand by you, that stick with you right now till today?
Oh man, it was a story that was told to me. Right, he said, once upon a time, it was this old guy, and this old guy, he went into the woods just to die. But it was a cold winter, so he said, out of nowhere, a young boy camping, came past, crossed his path. And the young boy was kind of like startled when he seen him because the old guy was just like in the woods by himself and wound up just being like in a corner. And it was in a position where so he was just barely seen. But the young kid seen him and was like, oh man, what you doing out here all the
Oh, we get him back
Drop,
in there.
drop.
Reception.
Got called or something. Got called.
There you go. You in there?
Okay,
Can you
I'm
hear
back.
us? Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
I can hear you. The young guy just asked the older guy, what you doing out here all alone? The older guy told him, I've learned all there is to learn. I've done all there is to do. And now I'm just here to die. You know, there's nothing else to learn, nothing else to do, and nothing else to try. So now I'm just waiting for my death day.
Wow.
Young boy, he said, well, I'm sorry for that unfortunate, so I'm going to just lead you to it. Because it was cold, the older guy had some hot coal. The fire, when it goes out, it leaves like coal. Before the young kid walk away, the older guy said, man, hey, before you leave, can you give me some of those hot coals? Can you bring some of those hot coals over here? Because I'm getting pretty cold. The young guy takes his water canteen, started squirting it in the mud, in the dirt, making mud. Started squishing it with his hands, squashing, like basically playing in the mud with his hands. The older guy look at him weird, said, man, what you doing that for? Why you playing in the mud? The young kid said, I'm making mud mittens so I won't burn myself picking up the hot coal. But the moral to the story was, no matter how old you are, there's always more to learn.
Something to learn, yeah.
It's
Never
always
stop
something
learning.
to learn. So with that story, it stuck with me because we come from a close-knit family based off of with a teaching that was a royal teaching. Always know your position as a son, because I'm always know my position as a parent, as a father. I'm gonna be your father no matter how old you are. As long as I'm here on the face of this planet, you should always hold your student position. I don't care how old you get, son. You should always resign as that son position, because it's always more to learn. You haven't reached my age, but I've been your age type of viewpoint. You know what I mean?
Right.
I try my best to live by that. You know, I don't want to be. That's why I said I'm not very flamboyant. I'm humble, very humble. But due to the adversity of life, it shows me a sense of humility. You know, you can pick up that trait, but that comes from you being open-minded. You know, with that being known, I roll that over into my boxing as well, into my profession as well. Being open-minded, being able to make changes on the fly, that comes with being open-minded, trustworthy, trusting who's in your corner. The elders, my older brothers, like I said, that's the glory, a glorifying thing as well. I don't have no foreign person that I gotta put my trust in. I got my older brothers that I not trust. That's in my corner. So if anything was to get shaky, it wouldn't be hard to make that transition on a trust level. Like, all right, I believe he's right. I could trust him to have my best interests or making the best decisions for me at this point, you know. And even them, that was something that was passed down to them due to our in-house teaching.
Yeah.
So,
man,
as far as that goes, and that story and the meaning behind that story, I hold that near and dear to me.
Man, that was beautiful, brother. That was heavy, man. It's like you know, that's the beauty of having a father, man. A lot of people don't know how virtual, how very important, or how lucky, or am I using the right terms, to have someone that actually cares about your well-being, especially in this vicious sport of boxing, man. You know, where you got a whole lot of cruddy jokers that want to take from each other, especially in the professional rankings, where the snakes and the wolves and all the combined come out. And to have not just only having a father, but multiple brothers who y'all can create a circle around each other and shut everything down, man.
Right. You know, that's something that we try our best to retain, because that becomes a lifestyle. It's not something that you can do just for the moment.
Yeah,
And even with it being a lifestyle, something that you familiarizing yourself with and constantly doing, you gotta be obedient enough to still apply these things to your life daily.
yeah,
It's just like training. I gotta get in shape for a fight. I gotta make sure that I'm obedient enough to be in the gym, doing what I gotta do daily, weekly, all the
yeah,
way up until that date. And even after that date, you still gotta stay active. Not as intense as if you would be if you had a match coming up, but
yeah,
still being intense to the point where though you're ready, even when you got people thinking that you're not ready. Ready at all times, type of thing.
yes, indeed,
That got
yes,
to be
indeed.
something that becomes a lifestyle.
Hey, let's talk about 2016. That being an Olympian, how was that experience for you?
Man, I mean, first of all, it was a beautiful experience because, like you said yourself, my father, he done groomed two world class titleists, four national Golden Glove champions, and two Olympians. And in history, we've been making history our whole career, amateur and professional.
Yeah,
Mr. Gary Russell breaking copybooks records, as far as fastest hands,
Hmm.
yeah,
amateur wise, making history. Four brothers that ever made that won the National Golden Glove. It's been three European brothers. They held the record over 90 years plus.
Mm.
And then here we
yeah.
go,
Wow.
breaking their record. Right, we
Right.
break their record, and back to the professional realm. It's like we're paving the way, blazing, blazingly. And it was all from the same household,
Yeah.
same teachings. So, like I said, the science and everything, it works. The proof is in the pudding, and this not even including the people that done came to us that we didn't accepted, that my father done accepted and helped them
Yeah.
be better professionals or be better athletes in general.
Facts.
Um, 2016 was the pinnacle of my amateur career. The pinnacle of amateur boxing is making it to the Olympics.
Facts. Facts.
So my father, he got me to the Olympics. All I had to do was listen, follow instructions, and execute.
Yeah.
I've done it, and even then, slipped my mind. But come to think about it, another historical moment. It's only been five people in the world to fight from the losers bracket. I want to say it was Holyfield, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, Mr. Gary Russell, and Gary Antuanne Russell.
Yeah.
We on that list. There's only five people in the world that ever done that.
Wow.
Four from the losers bracket and won. All the way back up to the championship rounds and won and made their way to
Right.
the Olympic team.
Olympics. That's mean.
We're on that list. We're on that
That's
roster.
mean. That's mean, brother.
And that all comes from my father's teaching, in-house teaching. No, Mr. Gary Russell, he went to this person's gym and picked up some tools and teachings from this coach. No, everything was homegrown. From the basement, from the house
Yeah.
to this location, back to the house to this location, and so forth and so forth, to the point we got our own gym now. We
Yeah.
got our own facility now. But all that was hard work, blood, sweat, and tears.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, I remember, man, your father used to have these codes, man. Like, I remember with Jones, he used to call these codes out, right? Do y'all
Uh,
still use those codes, man? Still to this day?
we do. I mean, every gym has their own terminology, but to keep it simple,
Yeah.
it's just like the cha-cha slide. You got your
Okay.
jab, your left cross, your right hook, your uppercut, and your body shot on both
Yeah.
sides. You know,
Hmm.
your body
I
punches.
got you.
But it's about the creativity. And of course, you want to be discreet because if
Yeah,
I'm over here yelling, hit him with an uppercut,
yeah.
left
Don't look for it.
uppercut,
Now you
everybody
looking
know what a
for
Right,
left
right,
uppercut is. You know
right.
what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah,
come on, we at war right now. We
it.
gotta use our own
exactly.
terminology and be discreet about what we doing.
Yeah. I remember those days when your man back in the 90s, man, with Jones. He'd be like, man, hit him with the blah, blah, blah. Something he'd call up, like, man, what the world you said? But him and my father would have conversations and he would explain it the same way you did. So, like, listen, everybody used to call in the jab right hand. They expect that. But if I
Right.
call out a code, then they you know, and man, your father, man, was a genius when boxing. When I'm telling you, man, I've been around many trainers, man, in my years, right? But the way your father used to move, man, back in the days, man, he ain't play no games when it came to y'all, and I mean, he was dead on it, man. With especially back then when I was a young amateur. When I got older, I still saw that same thing carried on with the the other brothers that's a little older than you. So, man, young, all I got to do is say, man, y'all. In my opinion, since you know, I respect the humbleness, brother, but you are guys, in my opinion, are the greatest boxing family that ever boxed, not just come out of this area, but ever laced up a pair of boxing gloves. And that's from the heart, brother. That's from the heart, man.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the recognition. Like I said, we try our best to stay humble, but I always believe the same thing. And this wasn't just me being biased because my brothers do it. It's just the fact that looking at the science of it all, seeing who put what combinations together a certain way. Um, it just take a lot of thought process to go into a fight versus a person. It's different when a person is going mano a mano, rock'em sock'em robots. Now at that point, it's just like my physical best versus your physical best, your
Exactly.
determination versus my determination. And what separates those things is the creativity, the
Real
slickness,
talk.
the
Real talk.
science. All right, I know this dude is doing this. I'm gonna make him do this. And once he
Yeah.
do this, due to my creation, I'm gonna make him pay for it.
There it
That's the
is. There it
science.
is.
That's the
That's the
science.
science. That's the
That's the
science,
You know
brother.
science.
what I mean? Making the person
Yes,
do what you
indeed.
want them to do.
That's
And they
right.
don't even know it. You luring them
Yep.
in.
Yes, indeed, brother. Hey, I haven't, and I've been to a couple of amateur fights, right? Of this time, and I miss those. I miss those terms. Yeah, you know, I don't hear trainers yelling them out as much. You miss make them pay and things of that nature, and adding on to the hook off the jab, roll, step over, and things of that nature.
Uh-huh.
So, as you were saying, like it's a creative. It's boxing is an art, man. It's more to it than just throwing punches. It's an art, pure art. You know.
It is. It is.
I'm gonna let my brother C's go ahead and ask his questions too, brother.
All right, it's got a few. Now sticking on that family aspect, how has growing up in a boxing family such as yours influenced your boxing career and your approach to the sport?
Man, first of all, the sport alone, you can't play it. This is as real as it get.
Yeah.
This sport it gets no realer than this sport. You know, we used to get told you can play basketball, you can play hockey, you can play soccer, but you can't play boxing. You can
Real
play all
talk.
these other sports, but you can't play this.
Yeah.
You come
Uh,
out with a loose eye rectum and then brain losses of
uh,
memory and etc. You can't play it. I look at this now, being in the family of all boxer, like high elite boxers,
mhm.
as like the Roscoe Jenkins movie. I don't know if y'all familiarized
I
with
remember
the Martin
that.
Lawrence Roscoe Jenkins. He went out and left and did his own little thing, and he created a talk show for himself called The Team of Me.
Mhm.
But he went back to his family. He got Hollywood and then came back
Yeah,
home, man. His
I remember that
sisterhood
joint.
beating him up. uncle,
Yeah.
you know, his
Yeah, yeah,
cousin, still his
yeah.
cousin. Like, come on, man, pickpocketing him and stuff like that, running him for his money, putting him in blackmail positions. Is like he had a reality check at the end of
Yeah,
the day.
Yeah.
yeah,
And that's what it is. It's a constant reality check,
yeah.
man. Being in a family of high class athletes like that, because they're not going to change who they are.
Mm-hmm.
In the sport of boxing, in this sport alone, like, you got to be mentally tough. You can't deviate. It's a lot of things, attributes that you got to embody just to
Facts.
be a great professional or a great performer, period,
Mm-hmm.
in this sport. And that's something that we had to learn about transferring, not just in the sport, but outside of the sport as well. So our characteristic trait, it shows in our style. We got similar styles, but different, like
Yeah.
slightly different.
Yeah.
You know, it's rough. All men, definitely, all men. And
Uh-huh.
it was times we was about
Yeah.
to knuckle up,
Man.
buckle up. You know, we would have
So,
ups and downs. Like, bro, what you
Yeah.
doing, man?
yeah,
You
Yeah.
taking my stuff, man. This mine, watch out, move, stuff like
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
yeah,
About to
yeah.
share some elbow grease or something, all of that.
So, yeah.
Yes, indeed, man.
No, I ask,
But
is it any like sibling rivalry as far as nah man, I'm gonna be the best. I'm the best or anything like that?
unspokenly, yeah. But
Yeah. But
that's
that's what make you
always the
better.
case.
That's what make everybody great, you know?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's always the case. Unspokenly, it's like, all right, like, I'm gonna shine better than you.
Yeah.
Especially during the amateurs, it was like, man, we was competing for outstanding award. Like,
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't care what you say, I'm gonna get outstanding this time.
Yes,
Okay,
indeed.
watch this. I hit the guy
Yeah.
with
Yes,
3 left
indeed.
hands. Bang, bang, bang. Oh yeah, cool. Watch it. When I go, I'm about to hit him with a shoe shine. Because
Uh-huh.
it's like start downstairs, finish upstairs. You know.
Ah, dang.
And we were just competing for who was the best performer,
Yeah.
outstanding
Yeah.
award,
Yeah.
trophy type of stuff. And that was an unspoken thing. And to the point, it's just like, all right, now it's to be expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's to be
Yeah.
expected at this point. But we was definitely, like I said, humble enough and raised a certain way to have order. You know, a righteous order. Like the
Mhm.
oldest, he's a shot caller, or he's gonna be the mantelpiece that we all learn from. If he go through BS, we should
Yeah.
learn through his BS.
Mhm.
Yes,
Pay
indeed.
attention. I will, and it should get better and better as it goes down the chain. You know, and even that itself, it becomes a job, a task, or something that we got to live by and embody. You know, so we constantly got to be obedient. But I'm telling you, the rivalries was always there. It was just unspoken.
Unspoken, yeah. All right. So you got a fight coming up August 12th
Yes,
versus Kent
sir.
Cruz.
Yes, sir.
How's training camp been for that fight?
Training camp, man, long, hot, and sweaty,
Um,
and punctual, you know. So it's
yeah.
like same old. My father, he's not there. So mentally, it's like, man, I'm thinking about him every day. Pops, what should I be doing?
Mhm.
Pops, I know you done instilled us with certain intelligence about the sport itself. Um, Psychologically, we got to tap into understanding what he would say,
Mhm.
what
Yeah.
we're not doing. We got to be real about what we're not doing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, can't like I said, you can't play this.
Yeah.
So the whole being obedient aspect, we really got to be obedient.
Mhm.
Really got to be determined and driven to execute certain things, even in training, even in sparring. It doesn't matter. We got to do it the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
at this point, it's a different formula. It's like Mr. Gary Russell, like I said before, he fight different from Gary Allen Russell.
mhm.
And Gary Allen Russell, he fight different from Gary Antuanne Russell. All of them
Mhm.
fight different from me.
Mhm.
Although we have somewhat of the same understanding on our way of teaching, our teachings,
Mhm.
you know. But
Mhm.
now it's like I got to put myself in a position where, so I got to look at the older brother as the head coach, which I never had to.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good the fact that I got my older brother versus a foreign person that I don't know.
Don't know. They
Yeah.
don't know you. Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Facts.
Like you gotta realize Mr. Gary Russell, he's still young in my eyes. He's just now hitting his prime.
Mm-hmm.
My father used to tell us life don't start until you hit 30.
Man,
Yeah.
you don't
31.
know.
Real talk.
For real, for real. So Mr. Gary Russell, what, 34?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
when
He
that's when
just
you
in it.
start understanding yourself right then and there.
Yeah,
I'm
he
telling
just
you,
getting
man.
in it.
Exactly. So I know
34,
for a fact
35.
I know
Yeah.
for a fact he hasn't got everything that he needed to get from my
Yeah.
father. Like I said, that source is no longer there.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that he didn't instill certain things within us that we can tap into, that we got the understanding on now. So we just got to go off of that. And now we just winging it. We winging it, but we winging it based off of what was taught to us.
Was taught.
Yeah.
And we
Got a
just got,
foundation.
he gave us the foundation. My father used to tell us, he used to say this thing, they say a father or a parent don't fail their children if they haven't prepared their children for life without them.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
All right, so now we know how you roll, right? And you only take the big fights, you take the big meaningful fights. What was it about Kent Cruz that made you say, "Yeah, I take Kent Cruz"?
Tune up. I say after this, plus I love the art. I love the art. I try to give everybody a fair shake in this profession, just as I would outside of the sport. I wouldn't want to do anybody wrong, treat anybody wrong, try to be respectable, et cetera, et cetera. If you want chaos, I can either de-escalate it or meet you at the same level you coming at me at. Like, come on, we can do it both ways, but it wouldn't be wise, But dealing with the sport, Kent Cruz, he uprising. He want to find someone that he can showcase his skill set with, and I feel like I'm the perfect candidate for him.
Mm-hmm.
As far as me, it's just like, all right, tune up match. People want to see me back in here. I want to get back in here.
Yeah.
But definitely get me on this fast track after this because it's been long overdue.
Yeah, everybody after that Bartholomew fight, everybody been wanting to see you get that title shot and been geeking,
Yes,
like, man, wait, Gary, where you get that title shot? Everybody seem like they ducking them, So, but now this your fourth fight in MGM National Harbor. You playing your flag there, man? You said that's your home now?
Man, that's our home, man. That's been our home the second we fought in there our first time. Like,
man.
Man, they need to put our faces up on the side of that thing or something.
Man.
Sponsor deals or something. What's up?
Man.
All of that. Matter of fact, they need to start cutting some keys.
Oh man, just let me get some keys, man.
Telling you.
Yeah. So now it's an influx of talent moving up from 135 to 140. What mindset did that put you in when they coming up and getting these title fights and you still waiting for yours?
I'm patient. I'm in it for the long haul. That's the difference between career and a person is just doing it just to do it. A career is for the longevity. That's actually the definition of career is longevity, long term. We're not doing no 50-yard dash, no sprint. We're doing a marathon. This is a marathon.
It's a marathon, yeah, not a sprint.
So if you got young people that's coming up in a smaller weight division, that's cool. I'm not jealous or anything like that. If anything, I'm licking my lips. I'm like, y'all coming up to this big boy weight class. I see. You know what I mean?
Thinking it's sweet.
Right. Thinking it's sweet.
Oh man.
Come on up here. First of all, 140 has always been a weight class or a weight division that's just like had a lot of traffic. Even back in the days, there was always a lot of traffic. So we never been off the mat. We was always on the mat.
Real talk.
Yeah.
Real talk, man.
Doing what I need to
And
do
for-
so I can get to where I need to be, where I
Yeah.
know I'm supposed to be. And that's with all those titles. You get all
Yeah.
the titles, either go down or come up. Everybody come, like you said, everybody coming up anyway.
Yeah.
So I will see you.
Yeah. Just come on in. Come on in.
Right. All right, just come on in. That's the open door policy. If I don't see you, Mr. Gary Russell gonna see you if he decide to come back in the sport, But right now he full-fledged coach, full-fledged father, full-fledged older brother. He's just basically just trying to keep his mental right, keep his assets going, and living as an adult, doing what he got to do. But the love for the sport is in him. It's not you born fighting.
That's what's up. So, you feel like the quote unquote boogeyman at 140, the person nobody wants to fight?
I would say that, but like I said, we done sparred a lot of people from the DMV. We done touched everywhere, from Virginia to Maryland to Baltimore to DC. Everybody got a whiff of us. They know us. They know that if you come to the Russell Gym, you're gonna have to work for everything you want. It ain't gonna be no free ride. It's gonna be hard. If you sparred us, if you came in there just to get some work, it's gonna be some stiff work. Like, it ain't gonna be no cakewalk, no none of that. You probably left upset. But anybody can vouch for us. That's pretty much that.
And now last one I got real quick was back to that patient standpoint. Do you feel like it's any added pressures to put on spectacular performances in order to get one of those champs to just jump out there? Just
not really. But I can say that, like I said with my brothers, it's an unspoken competition. Like, I wouldn't want nobody. I would shine me. Like, I could always look at a fighter or athlete that participated in this sport and be like, I see where they went wrong. I see exactly how to whoop this dude. Not everybody can pull certain things off. So me being a critic on them is the same as me being a critic towards myself. It's kind of like, me personally, I'm gonna bring out the tools that's necessary to bring out based off of the opponent that I have in front of me. There's no need to just throw everything out on the table. Why?
Yeah.
Let's go get this W. Make it look good. Make it look simple too.
Yeah.
Make it easy.
Easy.
Right. Make it look so easy. It looked effortless almost. All right. I put the beating on the guy. That's all people saying. Oh, he done whooped this dude. He done beat this dude down. He done steamrolled this dude. That's because I used the tools that was necessary for this dude.
Yeah.
But if you want me to just be like, oh, I'm about to get pretty on him and just start doing some Roy Jones stuff, some sweet pea slipping or something like that. That'll just be for the fans. That'll be like fan stuff. But the object of it all is to be victorious, hit, not get hit. Yeah,
that's it.
Just win, baby.
Simple as that. Simple as that.
Let's get this W.
All right, so we got a fight coming up in your division: Devin Haney and Regis Prograis. Who you got winning that fight and why?
I say Devin Haney bring more of a boxing skill set. Regis Prograis, he's more of a I'm gonna come and get you. He punching in volumes. Devin Haney, he somewhat had problems with people who punching volumes at him. It showed in the Lomachenko fight. Lomachenko was smaller coming up. Lomachenko, it's funny because the way he talked, Lomachenko himself say, He's a great fighter, but he's not a world class
It's
fighter.
not a world
I'm
class
like, oh
fighter.
goddamn, how you gonna do it like that? But Lomachenko, he's a skilled fighter. You can't take nothing away from anybody that step in that square.
Yeah,
You got to give them their property and
got
their
you.
right.
Real
What
talk.
they just do is, but it showed Lomachenko, smaller fighter, moving up, and he exploited certain things in Devin Haney. Devin Haney, he pulled the W out, but the flaws that were shown in it to me was that he got problems with people who punch in numbers and applying a little bit of pressure the right way.
Pressure.
Yeah.
No, not just pressure, because anybody can walk forward. It's applying the pressure a certain way.
Real talk.
You know, so Regis Prograde, I believe he do that. That's just his style of fighting. He punching numbers. He got ample hand speed. He got a little bit of punching power. But his flaw is he punched with his head in the air, chin straight up.
Yeah.
Chin straight up. Devin Haney gonna make him pay for that.
Yeah. That's a
Devin Haney
combination of disaster right there.
exactly.
Yeah.
Devin Haney is a style of fighter that will make him pay for that. But he won't make him pay with like a 5-punch combination. It's gonna be 2 shots, 1 shot, like some counter stuff, making him run into something. He got the punching power to hurt him and put him on his back pockets.
Hey.
Yeah, he
got
do.
the speed to keep him at bay.
Keep him back, yeah.
And make him run into some stuff. He come in his physical best. He's always in shape.
Yeah.
When he fight, he's definitely willing to go the whole 12 rounds. You know, so that's why I say styles make fights. But if I had to pick and choose, I say Devin Haney gonna pull it out.
All right. Okay, now not looking past this fight with Kent Cruz because you know he's a formidable opponent. You know what I mean?
He's right there in front of me.
Yeah, he right here. But you know, if you victorious in this fight, you know, and you had your choice between these fighters, which one are you taking? I put Devin Haney, Tank Davis, Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero, or Regis.
Regis. You already know it. if not a Teofimo, I don't know. I want to get all of the titles before I bump against Teofimo Lopez.
Okay.
I want to get all of the titles and then be like, Teofimo Lopez, get your ass out of here. I'm pretty sure he gonna come to Rumble, and like I said, I think that's gonna be a matchup that's just like, yeah, this was a hell of a fight.
Okay, yeah,
this was a hell of a match.
I think that's good. That's a good fight, man.
It's me and Regis, you know, because Regis he like to bring the pressure. I like to apply pressure because a lot of times you got fighters who just they not there to really fight. They want to look pretty.
Yeah,
we gonna bring the fight to you.
We'll bring that fight. It's gonna be meet me in the middle of the ring.
So it's gonna go down a certain way. Regis, he ain't gonna back down. He ain't gonna lay down. He don't care who you are. He ain't laying down.
Yeah.
But I can't say he'll put himself in a precarious situation that'll get him hurt.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
We're gonna go to the line. Yeah, I want to get some of the people that's on here if they want to call in and ask a few questions to the champ. The number is 240-661-7647. Anybody that want to call in and ask a couple of questions to the champ, man, this is your chance to do so.
Definitely.
And another thing is the reason why I say Regis because he got the WBC. I want that green belt.
Want that green belt?
I want that money belt, man. We want that green belt. And from there, I'm pretty sure I can go from the IBF. I already got the WBA. What? That's pretty much all of the belts right there that I want: the IBF, WBA, and the WBC.
Yeah, and what you third in WBC right now.
That's what I'm saying. I'm ranked in all the sanctioned bodies, but it's like, man, Let's roll these opponents in.
Uh,
Like I said, Kent Cruz will give you a fair shake in your career. Come on, you want some smoke? Come get it. Come try your hand. Uh, After this, probably one more fight. Give me the title fight after this. Give me a title fight.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I'm glad they
yeah.
stacked it for you, though, man. You know, if they want to come up there, get that, they can go on up there, get that whooping if they want it. You know, that's on them. So I'm glad that they stacking and everybody's going in that direction, running in there. A lot of them be scared to mention your name. I tell you that much in a lot of conversations, man. They definitely they be making sure that they don't want to throw Gary Antuanne. Oh, we got a caller now. Hold on one second.
It's all right. It's all right.
Welcome to the second win, caller. Hold on one second. Hello? Hold on. Hello? Hold on one second. I'm having connection problems. Hold on. Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, I'm calling from Cincinnati. I live in Cincinnati now.
Okay. What you say?
What's happening, family? What's up, champ?
What's going on with you? This is you on live on the air.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. What's up? What's up, Gary?
Can you hear me? Go ahead.
Hey, Gary, keep doing that work you're doing, man. And stay humble and get that bread.
That
R.I.P.
far.
to your pops, man, because you.
Tell them I
Yeah,
appreciate for the condolences, man. I really do.
man, he say appreciate that, brother.
I've been out the game a minute. I stopped in 90. I stopped in 93. I heard him. I stopped in 93, but me and your father crossed the path.
Yes, indeed.
Say from Cincinnati, right?
Okay, then, champ. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you, brother.
All right, bro.
Peace. Yeah, man. It was another brother had said a comment on there. Irk Stevens. Pull that up, C's. Okay, that might be the same brother. Said I've been out the game a long time, but all of some of the dudes do is just talk. I don't know what he meant by that. Just talk.
Hey, I mean, says what it says.
Yeah,
It is straight up and down. That's all they do is talk, man. A lot of people
yeah,
don't doing no real action as far as fighting. You know, they wanna fight the best of the best, but yeah, you gotta climb that ladder. That's why I said, man, I'm in it for the long haul. I ain't really in no rush for nothing. I know what I deserve. The rank is gonna say it all. It's
yes,
gonna speak
indeed,
for itself. Numbers don't lie. And
yes, indeed.
I'm just putting myself in a position to doing it the right way.
Well, I got one
Definitely.
question for you, man. Where do you see yourself in 2 years from now in the boxing game?
Fighting the best of the best
Mm.
with the titles.
Yeah,
Me and my titles on the line.
Oh man.
Their titles on the line. You know, that's where I see myself in 2 years.
yes, indeed,
Yeah, definitely. I'm
man.
with you.
What would you think your father would say to you now before the fight? What advice you think he'll give you before this fight this Saturday?
Man, that's pretty hard. That's pretty hard, man. He was an optimistical person. Like he was like before his time.
Yeah,
You know, he used to show us that a lot of these things that's being broadcast or going on, it's a repeat. A lot
yeah,
of the matches and shows that we used to watch was like old school fights. You know, the young Tommy Hearns, Hitman, Sugar Ray, when he was like in his prime. Really didn't watch too much of Marvin Hagler. We watched Marvin Hagler because his determination was there, his drive, his heart was there. You gotta have
yeah,
that heart. Gotta have that warrior like mentality. He showed us Sweet Pea because he was just so creative with his head movement. He was just so elusive. With just, man, like, I ain't scared, fearless. You could be the hardest punch in the world. I'm about to make you miss everything. You got to hit me, hurt me. Hector Camacho, pretty hand speed, punch selections, style, slickness.
Yeah.
Another fighter, they used to call him the body snatcher. He actually came somewhat brain dead. He went to the hospital. McCullough.
Gerald McCullough. Gerald McCullough. Yeah.
Gerald McClellan, yeah.
He was a bad man. The young Smokey, I said young Smokey, young Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah.
Back in the day, he brought style to everything, triple hooks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Creativity. Even the Shane Mosley, young Shane Mosley.
He was vicious.
Yeah, like, dude, these are the fighters that we used to watch. My father used to tell us to watch, pay attention to how they set things up, how they set their power shots up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The science to it, the wicked science to it.
Yeah.
How they change gears. They go from speed, pop, 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 good fast jab. You can hit a win on the jabs and stuff like that. And next thing you know, they come out with probably like a 5-punch combination. Pop, 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 pop. Get back out. Get back out. Feint, head feints. Creating.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of time nowadays, modern, you don't have that. You got just textbook. That textbook. You watch a fight or some footage of your opponent, and then you draw up a plan, and at that point, you're just going off of you being in shape. Hopefully, you can execute the plan. You know, it wasn't like the creativity was there. It wasn't like you was setting up your shots, making your opponent do what you wanted them to do so you can pull this plan off.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the older fighters, that's what they was doing. That's the type of thought process that they had. So a lot of the fights that we used to watch back in the day when my father was around, he would show us them. Watch this fight. Watch that. What was that? Frankie Randall. I don't know if you remember Frankie Randall.
I remember Frankie Randall. He was a bad boy. Yeah.
Bad boy.
Chavez.
Got his
Chavez
man.
first load.
Yes,
And put it down in his back pockets.
What they call him, the surgeon.
The surgeon.
The surgeon. He's coming to the ring with a surgeon suit on, man. He was a bad boy, man.
Man.
Yes, indeed.
That was the science. That was the art. That was the art. You got, man, dude who got stones in both hands. He got skulls in both hands. And he coming the whole 12.
The whole 12.
With 15 rounds, he coming the whole 15.
Real talk,
it's multiple ways to skin a cat.
Yes, indeed, brother.
And my father, he was one of those ones that was just like, show us the way. Show us the way. It's an art to it. It's a science to it. You got to see.
Man, listening to you, man, is a fresh breath of air. Just hearing the boxing knowledge and just to listen to someone that actually studied the craft, man. You know, I remember them days because your father would come around our neighborhood sometimes with us, me and my brother, and we would go over his best friend house named Lay back in the days. Light-skinned dude used to have a part in his head he used to hang with around back in the days. And we would sit down and we'll watch all of those various tapes as well, man, with Sugar Ray Robinson, Willie Pep, and Ray Leonard. And, you know, the same thing, but just to hear you, right, and break down this and to see how you fight, how your brothers fight, it shows why the way you move in the ring and how you create your punches and put them together. You know, y'all, one thing I like about watching y'all fight, man, especially being from this area, is the fact that you guys have your own style separate from the DC DMV style. And it's your own style, like created. That's something like you could tell your father like sat down and damn near wrote out a whole plan to put this together because that's what I'm saying. Like fighters need to learn to go back into that studying older fighters and learning the craft of boxing, man. Like I heard you say several times over and over again, the signs. You called it the wicked sign. You took it above and beyond. That's something I never heard. I say the sweet signs all the time, but brother said the wicked sign. He took it above and beyond, man. That's what I'm saying, man.
I'm telling you, because it get wicked.
Get
What
wicked.
makes
Yeah.
what makes it so wicked is that you don't even understand how hot the fire is until you get torched.
That's real talk.
That's the science of it, though.
That's the science, though. That's right.
How hot it is until they step in that zone. You just set
That's
it up.
right. There it is, brother. There it is, man.
Set it
Brother,
up,
listen.
Step into it.
It's an honor and a pleasure to have you on here, man. Brother, I would love for you to come on here again and share that wealth of knowledge that you have, man, because one thing about it, to hear you speak like this, we know boxing will be around with philosophies passed down for other fighters to grow with. So boxing is far from being done. It's here forever. Here forever. So man, I appreciate you, brother, for carrying on the torch, man, for all your brothers, your father and your brothers, man, and the ones that you lost, because you lost a few too, man. I remember a few of them when they were coming up as well. So, man, brother, man, best of luck. A matter of fact, whoop some ass on Saturday, man. Put on the show like you always do, brother, man. I will be tuning in from TV, man. I have a prior engagement, but I will definitely be watching. And shout out to, man, Gary Russell Jr., man. That's the one who I knew since child, since he was little. But shout out to all the Russell family, man. They make the DMV look like extraordinary, man, with the amount of success and accomplishments, man. When we can have something to really brag about, and had something to really brag about in the amateurs when they was coming through the amateur ranks and sweeping everybody up off their feet, man. Brother, man, I appreciate you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, future world champion, Gary Antuanne Russell.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all for having me.
To the next time, brother, man. Appreciate you, man. Peace.